Life is what happens when you're making plans, is what my dad used to say. My memories of my dad are always us hanging out, laughing and having fun. Or even at home, riding around in my little Barbie Jeep. My dad and I were inseparable. Wherever he was, I was not far behind. I was the true definition of a daddy's girl. My parents had been through difficult times, but had finally reached a point where my father had a good job, my mother was pregnant with my younger sister, and was planning to return to college to become a teacher. And we just purchased our dream house. While planning our lives, life happened. My father was diagnosed with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. I will never forget that time. I was only 6 and very confused. I saw the look of fear on my father's face, and often saw my mother crying. I was too young to realize the devastation that this caused my family. My father had no medical insurance or life insurance, and given his terminal diagnosis, he could no longer work. My mother was 6 months pregnant and was not able to work. They were able to make ends meet somehow. Many people in the community helped out with donations. We could not have made it through without family and friends. We also depended on the ALS Association, who provided us with loaner equipment such as Hory lifts and motorized wheelchairs. They transported him to and from appointments, as well as a nurse to help my mother care for him. My father died just 13 short months after he was diagnosed. It was so hard for me to think that I would have to live the rest of my life without my daddy. Although I did not work to help support my family financially, I was the second parent at the age of 8. My sisters were 2 and 1, and my mother had to work. She tried to work, but my little sister was always sick. There were many times I had to stay home from school to babysit her, but my mom still lost her job. I know that my mom always found ways to make it work and give us all that she could. She has been my best friend because we have been through so much together. I feel as though she often leaned on me, probably more than she should have, but she had no choice. I know that my father's death affected my life greatly. It caused me to mature very quickly because I had responsibilities that other 8-year-olds did not. As I look back now, I realize the burdens that my mom carried, yet she was always able to make it seem as though it were just normal life for my sisters and I. My mother has always placed a great importance on education. She has always taught us we would go to college right from high school like it was just the next step. She wanted us to succeed and have a dependable career. If my father had life insurance, our lives would have been different. My mother would have been able to put aside money for us to go to college. Unfortunately, that did not happen. My father thought he had plenty of time to get life insurance, and that's exactly what he didn't have: time. As I prepare for college, I will have to rely on any aid that I can receive, and the rest will just have to be loans. Life is all about learning lessons. I want to become a successful nurse and have benefits so that the day I start my family, I will be more prepared than my father was. I know that if I were to receive this scholarship, it will help ease the burden of college expenses on my family. My mother is still raising my 2 sisters who are 12 and 10, and she will have to pay for their college in the near future.